welcome back to Idaho Today. While TikTok is typically associated with viral dances and challenges, a new trend is weaving its way into the lives of Gen Z. Quilting is making a comeback, and it's the newest passion for young TikTok users. You can take a look at how it's transforming from a bygone hobby into a modern trend.
Joined by Corey Pearson, a master quilter. So, how are you doing today, Corey? And I'm so excited to learn a lot about quilting because I got to admit, I'm not very good at it. I learned a little bit when I was a kid, but I'm a little rusty. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me, and I hope I can share some insights with you on quilting because there's a lot to learn for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about TikTok, because it sounds like TikTok is now influencing younger people, Gen Z, and their interest in traditional hobbies like crocheting and quilting.
Yeah, TikTok for all of us is influencing on a couple of different things, right? But with the quilting and crafting side of things, you'll see things like Quilt Talk or there's Sew Talk. I'm not quite sure if there's one for crochet yet. It might be Crow Talk, maybe.
Crow Talk.
But it's a great way for people to share their art and share their passion. And then whenever you're able to see it on the screen, you're looking at some of those things and you're like, I think I can do that, which you definitely can.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot of useful things on TikTok before. This is new for me. I'm gonna have to find, are there any particular creators or accounts that you find that are especially helpful or inspiring when it comes to quilting, crocheting, things like that?
Not to toot our own horn, but our TikTok account is a lot of fun. It's Linda's Electric Quilters, and we have one there. We also have a very good YouTube channel with amazing tutorials when you're getting into sewing and quilting. Then when it also comes just to other creators on TikTok, I hop in the search bar all the time and I just search for #quilting, and there are so many things that pop up. And then it just one video leads to another, leads to, you know what I'm talking about, leads to another, leads to another.
That's amazing. Okay, so how about, how do you see the role of social media platforms like TikTok evolving in the future when it's concerning traditional hobbies and crafts like that?
I think it's the pathway to the future, honestly, because there are so many different ways to do all of these amazing crafts now. You get to be able to pick up little tidbits, bits and pieces from everybody, and then build your own kind of library of different design work that you want to do. And I think that allows people to connect in ways like never before.
Okay, and you know what I love? I think this is really changing the perception of crocheting and quilting, you know, among younger people, which I think is really cool. It's kind of like bringing back some of that nostalgia. I remember I would quilt with my grandmother when I was really little, and I still have the blanket that we made together when I was like 4. And so I find that really cool. And now you're kind of inspiring me to get into it, to teach other people how to do it, although it's a long ways away before I can teach anybody. So do you think this has changed the perception a little bit?
I think it definitely has. I remember growing up, what got me into quilting was my grandmother as well. She's the one that taught me how to quilt and how to sew. And then she also taught my cousin how to crochet. So now my cousin and I, we get to spend time with our grandmother, learning how to do these things that she did sometimes out of necessity in the past. And now it's bringing it back and giving it a whole different face, and kind of breaking the stereotype that quilting and crocheting is only for a different generation. I definitely think it's for everybody.
I love it. That's amazing because I bet it's really helpful to kind of pass the time. I think a lot of us are scrolling all day for hours and hours. This is probably a really good way to like exercise a unique talent, right? A unique thing, and be able to kind of de-stress and let our minds rest. I think that's really good.
Definitely. After a long day in the office or at work or something like that, using a different part of your brain is a lot of fun.
Agreed. Well, we're all learning something new. We're going to find you on TikTok, on social media. We're going to learn maybe not how to be master quilters like you, but maybe learn a few tips from you. So Corey, we are so grateful you joined us today on Idaho Today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.